It's the same thing when we talked about weeks ago, which, by the way, is also back in the news. This Kilmar Abrego Garcia guy, it was the same thing when they were flying down to El Salvador or wherever. That's a protest. That was just a grandstanding protest. And we're not paying you to get on planes and fly down to some other country because you're stomping your feet because this guy is a legal immigrant, right? And now we're wasting all this money. He comes back. We got him. We got him on charges. Whether he did it or didn't do it is here's the problem. To me, it's irrelevant. And the Democrats are arguing, let this guy go, blah 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 blah. He didn't do it. He wasn't a human trafficker. And the Republicans are like, basically lock him up, fuck him, send him to Uganda, whatever the hell we want to do on the Republican side. Also, don't agree with really. But the bottom line is, he was here illegally. There's a process to deport him. Do it. Deport him. It's as simple as that. I don't know what all this other shit is. The fact that he committed a crime or didn't commit a crime in the United States is largely irrelevant because you can deport him regardless. Right? I mean,
and I feel like the Democrats are making their case for coming back into prominence and winning any elections. They're making it harder on themselves because if you're an adult, you are privy to knowing of, or maybe it's someone you even know that was falsely accused of something, and you go talk to your local alderman or whatever, and they won't even come down the elevator and walk a couple of blocks to
That's right.
to defend you. Right. And then they're gonna fly to another country for somebody that
isn't even from here.
So they are really messing up for themselves. I agree with everything that you said about his particular case. There's nothing else to say about that. I'm looking at the after effects of their actions. I think I'm like, that joke that they always use where somebody's talking and somebody's like, I can see you. That's how I feel like. It was like, y'all don't realize we can see you? Mm-hmm. Y'all don't give us nothing. Y'all don't support us. You don't have time for anything for us, but you can fly around the world for one person that ain't a citizen of America.
I mean, to continue on this theme and keep with our message of random waypoints, the 80-20 rule, you brought it up. I reference your 80-20 rule here all the time with people I'm talking to. And I'll give you another one. This thing going on in Washington, D.C. where Trump sent the National Guard in. And then this morning or yesterday morning, I see the mayor of Washington, D.C. come out, who's obviously way liberal Democrat, say, man, thanks for all the help. The city has gotten better. The crime rate has plummeted over the last 20 days. There's things that we can continue working together. And as long as we're working together and my local people are involved, she's largely, I don't want to say she's not supporting Donald Trump, but she's largely admitting, because facts don't lie, that it's working. And meanwhile, to go back to Pritzker, by the way, a multi-billionaire governor of Chicago, who's basically saying, I'm going to sue Trump. I'm going to do this if he sends people into Chicago. And he stood on TV the other day and it basically said, look, Chicago's not any different than any other city. There's some problems, but, we're just like everywhere else. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I think they've got a pretty host of pretty big problems with crime. And you even had, I was listening to a bunch of people on the street being asked by some roving reporters, what's your thoughts? And they're like, look, if somebody could send in more, we don't really give a shit what they are. We don't care if they're police, National Guard, Army. We don't care. But if it makes it better for us, then we like it. Amen to that. I mean, that makes sense.
I've had friends from D.C. tell me that all the people that are protesting, none of them are from D.C., that basically they're all for this. It feels good to be able to get out again, because it had gotten to the point that it used to be that DC was, as long as you were around the White House and the mall and Georgetown area or somewhere like that.
Yeah, Smithsonian,
P-Town, stuff like that. You were cool. Basically like every other city. Long as you're in the good neighborhood, you were safe.
Right.
But what has happened is people in Georgetown getting their Benzes stolen, and people who are shopping down the strip in Georgetown or near the canal, they getting robbed right in broad daylight in front of the Apple store and stuff like that.
Yep.
So what I'm getting to is, it's not even a localized within the city type of crime thing like it is in Chicago. It's like all over the city there was crime. You didn't feel good or safe anywhere. And because my friends don't live in no bad neighborhoods, but they were telling me they didn't feel comfortable like going to Georgetown, parking their car, going to a restaurant, or going for a bike ride and leaving their car, and things like that.